Hi Aries, how are you guys? Let's do your reading. So just pre-shuffle, the Lover's card flipped out. But I also just want to tell you what I'm picking up on. I feel like there's somebody that's just, Aries, you are fire, you are action, and I feel like somebody is really testing your patience. You're trying so hard to be patient, but you just want to progress, move forward, know where you stand. There's a huge lack of clarity. Also an inability to let go, probably on both parts. I don't think this person is letting you go either. That was just what I picked up. Yes. What I picked up in pre-shuffle. Let me just grab a couple and then we'll lay out a spread. Wow. Did y'all see that? So super strong energy. You guys are going to get a strong reading. So the Hierophant is all about truth and tradition and moral compass, right? And ethics. It also represents a high-level relationship. This is a cycle completion with this World card. So it's kind of, let me get one more on that, but it's still feeling like you would take a solid offer probably from this person. You would like it. But you kind of are at the point where it's like, if not, just, I want to walk away. You know, start over somewhere else. If I go find, what I know I deserve. It's kind of got that feeling of, at least if I know for sure it's over, then I at least have that independence rather than this linger. Okay, with that Fool card. Look at that, destiny. It's like, if it's not happening here and it's not going to happen here, then wanting to be free mentally, emotionally, which is a very healthy thing. Just gonna say, if you're feeling really uncomfortable because it's almost like feel like you're not making a decision, and it's not like you to stay stuck like this. Okay, yeah, y'all's energy. Look at that. It's almost like it's not almost like, it'd be better just to have a painful ending that's a final ending, so that you go through. The reason you're uncomfortable is because your soul is not being fed. You're not in a place, you're uncomfortable because it's not working. It's not working. So it's kind of like prolonging. It's just, I feel like your patience is running thin. Let's do a full spread. So how are you? Please subscribe if you haven't. I've seen that only like 20% of my regular viewers are subscribed. It would help me so much, help the channel. I also think that it connects your energy to mine better. Look at that connection. Friendships. Okay, the Empress. All right. Aries. Okay, let's see what is going on. So your current energy. Yeah, you want truth, collaboration. I feel like you get these waves of where it's kind of like, maybe, like your heart chakra activates and you feel these waves of love, but because okay, let me just keep going. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So there is that's a clear indication of there is some destiny between you and this person. Okay, the Magician. For their energy. Somebody who, roles could be reversed, but the Magician is somebody who goes after what they want. So what's the problem here? How they view you. So it looks like there's confusion on both sides. They're not sure. This feeling loaded and glitchy. So the Four of Cups is, somebody here is probably avoidant. It's kind of like they want you, but when they get too close, they pull back because they're repelled by closeness because they don't trust it. It's an attachment style. I feel like for some of you, it could be you. But it's interesting because this is almost feeling like manipulation. Let's keep going. How they view the situation. Aries, this person does love you. Wow. For the negative energy or the turmoil that I picked up on in the beginning, this is sure showing a lot of destiny and hope, healing, Maybe this is challenging because it's supposed to promote you both to heal your attachment styles and childhood wounds, which I am studying feverishly and going to be sharing a lot of information on. So the coming together and the destiny in this connection does look like a very solid, strong soul connection. It definitely looks purposeful, right? But it doesn't mean that if you both don't do the work that it's going to be harmonious. There's turmoil here for a reason, because there's somebody, I think both of you probably need to grow and do the shadow work, heal the childhood wounds. Wow, their next step towards you. It looks like they're coming towards you with a proposal or a solid, relationship. This could be truth. This is looking pretty solid. They feel like this person has totally put you through the ringer, though. We're gonna clarify. Oh goodness, what you cannot see. Two Cups. Well, this person loves you a lot. So either they're afraid that their true self or the essence of who they truly are would scare you away, or if they showed their love to you, it would run you off. You may need to really dive deep and look inside, because maybe you are somewhat of what you guys might be mirroring each other. Where am I getting mirroring? Kind of feel it with that, wow, with that star card, I'm feeling mirroring. But what you cannot see is they love you, I think, as much as you love them. Okay. The Tarot's advice, if you choose to take it, the Death card, we'll have to expand on that. That's a transition. Doesn't mean a total death, but it means that something has to end. Or something is, some sort of dynamic here has to end. And possibly the relationship, for a time period to do the inner work. Or it's the dynamic of blaming each other. You focusing on what all they're not doing. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a critical way. We tend to really put a lot of focus in tarot too on what the other person isn't doing. And in that, we get caught up in that and we get kind of swept away in that, rather than all the things that maybe we could be doing. Are we being truly authentic with our feelings? Are we wording things and trying to manipulate the text, and instead of just saying, when this happened I felt XYZ, right? That's how you are authentic. But when we try to convince them of our position, or it's like the drama triangle, we try to convince them to see things our way, rather than just being okay with, this is how I feel. Nobody can take it from me. This is how I truly authentically feel. I'm going to share how I truly authentically feel, and without the expectation that it changes their mind or that they do something about it. I don't have to convince someone else how I feel, because how I feel is good enough for me, right? And if somebody is willing to jump on, be supportive of how you feel, that's totally up to them. We can't control that. We cannot control that. So there may be something that you could look deep within yourself too. Don't get mad if that doesn't fit. I'm just feeling it really strong for the strongest energies coming through. So it may not fit for everyone, but for the strongest energies coming through, I feel like there is a hyper focus on what the other person does. Do they care? Do they love me? Do they show it? It's kind of like analyzing all their actions. And in that, the ability to look at oneself is kind of getting blurry. It's an element, it's an energy of, how do I get them to see things my way, rather than just expressing simply, this is, when this happened, this is how it made me feel, or this is how I feel about XYZ, or this is what I want. It does, instead of it being more, you guys, I hope this is making sense. Instead of it being, geared towards convincing or wanting them to see everything your way, wanting them to give you what you want, it's more of just, live and let live. This is how I feel. And if that person doesn't respond the way you want, then you have all the power to continue in this, continue to try, or to go away from it, let it go, and find somebody that will authentically, that you can be authentic with, that will honor those things that you feel and need. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely some avoidance. You see this? Somebody, that cycle has to stop. The avoiding, and it's not easy if this person or you or you're both have avoidant personalities, where it's like you want it, but then when you get a little bit too much, or they're deep down, you're afraid to be completely authentic. Look at that. And what we talked about in the beginning: temperance, patience, balance. I think there is a need to really maybe dive deep into who you are and what you want. And if it's not clear at this point, use a journal, write it down. These are the things that are important to me. Because we get so caught up on what somebody else is doing. We love all these things about them, and then we hate them. And when you try and focus on like what you hate about them, that's a temporary fix. Because then when those, that anger wears off, then we go back to loving them. We just get caught in this loop. Anyway, this person, I think you, looks like they're coming towards you with truth, clarity, and offer. I think this will all be very beneficial for you to know before that. I hope you see this before that happens. So yeah, there's too many secrets here. That does look like an apology, just where I split the deck. Yeah, see, look, secrets. So there's an element of just saying, hey, whether we end up friends or whatever, I just want to clear the air. Be sure, if this person is avoidant, then the shaming is not a good idea, okay? Because you could just say something like, they just take everything as criticism. So even if you said, I want to spend more time together, this person could take that as, I don't do anything right. You know what I mean? That's, if they're truly hardcore avoidant, that's possible. So just be gentle and open and honest. I think the world of you. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. When this happened, it made me feel unwanted. I don't feel important. Whatever. Can we work towards that? And also the attachment style is a big thing, which stay tuned because I'm really studying that. Okay, I want to know, what does this person want? Why do we have the Magician? Wow, I'm getting major energy here. Yeah, they want, look at that. What do they want? Well, they want Aries. Look at that, the Emperor. They also want respect. They want to be looked up to, so keep that in mind too. Why do they see you as Four of Cups? They're afraid that you'll reject them, Aries. That's what that looks like. Yep. Look at this. Strong energies. Why do they see you as Four of Cups? They're nervous that you don't. Maybe they do try and it's not good enough for you, or maybe they're, kind of like wimpy like that. That's not what they are coming through as in this reading. Looks like they're afraid you'll reject them. I'm going to get one more on that. Also keep getting the Strength card, so it does look like they hold back, but that's why. I think you think, no, how could they think how could they possibly think that I'd reject them when you're the one doing all the work? They do, somehow. Maybe you're, you give and then you pull back, Yeah, this person wants to come back. A Return card, Six of Cups. maybe it'd be good to just spend some good quality time together. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't ask a question, but there's the 5. So they feel left out in the cold. Look at that. 11. You know, I kind of feel like I wonder if like half the twin flame connections that we think are twin flame are actually anxious attachment style paired up with that avoidant, and that explains the push-pull. I also wonder if we're living in a matrix, you guys. Like, I swear, one of my walls keeps glitching out of the corner of my eye. Like glitching like a computer screen. And I know it sounds crazy, but there are chances, they're pretty good possibility that we are literally living in a simulation. Wouldn't that explain a lot too? I don't know, it makes me crazy, but y'all put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about that. But anyway, so 10 of Pentacles just came out. So this person does want to salvage this. Let's see, what is the... So that 10 of Pentacles would have gone where the Star card is. Oh my gosh, look what's clarifying the Hierophant. Truth, clarity, and that's what the Hierophant is about. So this person you guys need to clear the air. If you can't communicate, then, I mean, come on. What's the point of trying anymore, right? You just got to be... use candor, you know, be honest and deliberate and straightforward, but not accusatory, right? But yeah, their next steps towards you looks like they're going to try and be vulnerable. So be careful here. Now let's get to this not so great part. Look what keeps showing. 4 of Wands, 11. Okay, so 2 of Cups is what you cannot see. They do love you as much as you love them. I think they love you more. Look at that. That's communication, and that's King of Wands. They want equal give and take. Why do we have the Death card? Wow. New love. It's kind of like it's got to have something's got to clear so that new love can begin. Now, for those of you who don't want this person back, you definitely have a new love offer coming. I'm just not sure. And I keep getting this Independence card. So it's kind of like self-love, you know, focus on the things that you're not feeling fulfilled from this person. Are you giving those things to yourself? Are you treating yourself to, you know, maybe a Starbucks here? I'm not saying to a narcissistic level, but are you taking care of yourself? Are you buying yourself a special treat, or writing yourself a note, or reminding yourself how beautiful you are, fixing your hair, and putting on clothes that make you feel good? Are you treating yourself? I feel like most of you are doing those things. If you're not, then get back into that. Because how you carry yourself is everything. But look, see, it's kind of like there's an element of focus on you. And we got that in the beginning. It's like there's a need to turn things around and focus on you. But let's find out what this ending. You've got an ending and new beginning. You definitely have new love coming. I don't know about this. Okay. One more on the death card. So, looks like communication. Somebody's watching this page of... So, there is an outside person coming toward you or watching, maybe waiting for things to see if things are over with you and someone else. Wow, that was super strong. Somebody else is watching. Maybe Facebook, but watching, wanting to come in with a love offer. Watching, waiting to see. This is waiting to see, wanting to see, you know, what's going on with you, so they can move, you know, make a move forward. Yeah, they're holding back. So you have somebody else in your environment wanting to come forward. So tell me about the 7 of Swords. This is going to be, you know, it's going to take work if you really want to work things out with this person. 10 of Wands. The avoidant, if somebody here is avoidant, this is from childhood. It's not something you snap your fingers and you get done with, okay? It's something that takes, first you got to understand and start acknowledging it, start watching for it, you know, realizing, and then you can, it takes time, but you can start to realize, oh, I am avoidant too. Sometimes they do say the nice things and I don't respond accordingly. If you really start looking deep into yourself, I think you're going to see that you've done some things like that too. Okay, this High Priestess won't leave us alone. Why do we have the High Priestess? Yes, it's about knowing. Wow, this is like a huge revelation. This card is like a revelation card for me also. Yes, something that's been in the dark. It's kind of like, Aries, you feel so much love, but you aren't really fully showing it either, I don't think. Somehow, if you really dive deep, you're going to see you've held back some of your feelings too. And you know what? You could learn from this and like let it go and move on and have a much easier, smoother connection. Because this is not your only option. It's just, you've got kind of caught in this push and pull. And I do think this is, you know, I've been kind of trying to avoid it or make sure, but I do feel like this Death card is saying that some time away, you know, taking a break from the situation would help clear your mind, because the way it's going right now, it's kind of got you in a waiting mode rather than going after your dreams. It's just a kind of that whole push-pull. There's a lot of need to focus on yourself. Let's see what outcome is. Let's go more into the outcome. Be careful, Aries, because it looks like it could continue juggling. Yeah, it's a tie that neither of you want to let go of. You gotta break the chains. Somebody else definitely wanting you. Let me get an oracle. Somehow those always seem to pull it all together. So they're trying to make a huge decision about you. You're trying to make a huge decision about them. You both want it, but I think there's some shadow work. You may be further along in the healing, but this person throws you off. Royal Heart, yeah. Well, let's read it. Okay, 35. You guys please hit like and leave comments. Let's talk about what you guys think about attachment styles, if you know about it, and your experience with it, but also the whole are we living in a simulation thing. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on that. Okay, so evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. So in the relationship section, it says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honesty, devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So I do think you do have a loyalty to this person. They have a loyalty to you. They're manifesting this. They do want a commitment, but this is not your only option. You've got someone else in your periphery, okay, wanting to come forward. So what you do with that is, going to be up to you, but just don't ever feel like you're tied to one person. Wow, look at the very next card. It's the Judgment card in reverse. This is struggling to make a decision. Just don't feel like you're limited to one person. I love you guys so much. Let's talk in the comments. Bye, Aries.